If you're a high performer, there's a moment in your career that feels confusing. Work suddenly starts feeling heavy, flat, strangely empty. Most people call that burnout. That's the default explanation when motivation drops. Burnout sounds responsible, it sounds mature, it sounds like something you fix with rest. But for many high performers, that diagnosis doesn't actually fit, because the real problem is often something structural. And in this video, I'll show you the pattern behind it. Why this feeling often appears when your capability grows faster than the structure around you. When that happens, you're not burned out. You're experiencing a structural mismatch inside a system with a structural ceiling. This pattern usually appears after someone becomes competent, reliable, trusted. Their performance isn't collapsing, it's stabilizing, which is why the explanation confuses them. They're still performing, still producing results. But something inside the system no longer fits. Burnout implies depletion, too much output, too little recovery. But look closer. You're still sharp, still capable, still delivering results. Your performance hasn't dropped. What's changed is how it feels. You don't feel drained, you feel misplaced. A long weekend helps, a vacation helps, time away helps. But the moment you return, the same friction appears again. That's not burnout. Burnout is about energy. This problem is about alignment. There's a name for this pattern, the mismatch effect. The mismatch effect happens when your capability grows, but the system around you doesn't. Your skill increases. Your awareness expands. But the container stays exactly the same. And eventually the container starts feeling too small. Think of careers like containers. Early in your career, the container is helpful. It provides structure, training, momentum. But as your capability grows, one of two things happens. Either the container expands or it doesn't. If it expands, growth continues. If it doesn't, friction appears. That friction is what people call burnout. But it isn't burnout, it's structural mismatch. Imagine two different systems. System A, your skill increases, but your control over time, income, and outcomes stays fixed. Your effort grows, but your freedom doesn't. System B, your skill increases, and the structure allows operating leverage, where outcomes scale, where reputation compounds, where relationships compound. That difference is the difference between a time-based system and an outcome-based system. Here's a simple way to test whether you're experiencing mismatch. Ask yourself 3 questions. Question 1, is your skill increasing faster than your freedom? Question 2, does performing better actually change your position, or only your workload? Question 3, if you doubled your capability in the next 3 years, would the system around you reward that growth or ignore it? If the structure doesn't expand as you grow, mismatch becomes inevitable. If this framework helped clarify something, save this video. You may want to revisit these questions later. Calling this burnout creates a subtle problem. It turns a structural tension into a personal weakness, so people start asking, how do I recover? How do I manage stress better? How do I fix my motivation? But motivation can't fix mismatch. Energy can't fix structure. Rest can't fix misalignment. When the container is wrong, recovery only sends you back into the same constraint. Some industries expand with skill, others don't. In systems that allow revenue scaling and operating leverage, results compound. Relationships compound. Reputation compounds. Real estate is one example of that structure, not because it's easy, but because the environment connects performance to ownership and upside. And once someone sees that difference, they stop asking, how do I recover motivation, and start asking, where does my capability actually belong? I'm curious about something. Right now, do you feel closer to burnout or mismatch? Write one word in the comments. I read every single one, because in the next video, we're going to break down one of the biggest misconceptions in modern careers. People assume skill determines income, but in reality, something else decides that. The field you play in. Once you see that clearly, a lot of career decisions start looking very different. If you want to understand how leverage-based careers actually work, subscribe to the channel, because this series is about one transition, moving from effort-based income to leverage-based income. I'll see you in the next video.